If you ever dreamed of Escape from Tarkov right on your smartphone and completely for free, Chinese giant Tencent is making your dream come true. So Dark Arena or Dark Zone or Dark Area, if they have already decided which name they're going to use after all, I'm not sure if they decided yet, it doesn't really matter. The developers position the game as ultimate hardcore shooter with a never-before-seen breadth of weapon and character customization, amazing micromanagement, and a new take on survival. But in fact, the whole game is just a copy of Escape from Tarkov. By the way, I must mention that currently Dark Zone is in beta testing mode. I believe everyone knew that Escape from Tarkov clone is going to appear somewhere in the near future, but no one could have imagined that Chinese company is going to do it, and for mobile devices. While Western companies are just testing the waters, gradually expanding weapon customization or adding Tarkov-like models, the Eastern companies have just copied virtually the entire game and every aspect of it, starting with authentically repeated weapon animations, item icons, and health systems, continuing with interface elements, inventory management, and even customization. Customization also mimics Escape from Tarkov, although simplified due to specifics of smartphone controls. The same with micromanagement. It's Tetris, which is so familiar to Tarkov players, has not gone away, and the whole process of equipping the character with a vest, a backpack, body armor, and helmet, loading ammo magazines, healing, food, and drink are present in full. The process of searching enemies and caches will take time, while the interface will remain as familiar as ever. And the good thing that character control has been adapted for smartphones. Quite a few advanced settings like squat height or walking speed went under the knife, but leaning and body positioning remained, as well as implementing leg and arm fatigue separately from each other. And what about game modes? Is it any different from Tarkov? Of course not. In the main Dark Zone mode, you have to explore the location, complete quests, and fight other characters, the same players and also scavs. And in order to survive, you need to find an exit point at the other end of a map. You can equip your character at your own discretion, but in case of death, you lose all your loot by analogy with Escape from Tarkov. And the second mode is a reproduction of playing as a scav, where you spawn with a random set of equipment and remain neutral with other scavs just as yourself. It can be said that the only significant difference between Dark Zone and Tarkov is in its adaptation to Chinese market, which implies a reduced utilization of violence. You won't find any blood or dead characters. Instead of them, boxes of loot will immediately appear, and in general the game is more friendly as it's aiming to a wider audience. So what does this game release actually mean to us Tarkov players? I believe it will hardly affect the audience of real Escape from Tarkov, although for some players the project can be a great addition during periods when your PC is not available. But let's think about what the release of a full-fledged version of Dark Zone for PC could offer. Considering that the studio exactly follows the path of development of Escape from Tarkov, so the developers already have an idea, as well as a clear example of successful and not so good decisions on the part of Battlestate. So Tencent doesn't have to spend extra resources on development of concept or very risky experiments. As we see, it's not for them to take finished ideas and transfer them to their own product without any creativity. For this reason, Dark Zone has every chance of being released in the shortest possible time, certainly acquiring a lot of paid features and high-profile advertising campaigns. In combination with simplified massive gameplay, this can bring huge profits to the publisher, and Escape from Tarkov will have a very close competitor, which definitely can attract a lot of free-to-play audience, because it's going to be distributed completely for free. While there is nothing wrong with being inspired by ideas of other authors, but outright theft by market giants from a small indie studio looks wildly unfair. Of course, in our case, it's already difficult to call Battlestate a small indie studio, but they developed Tarkov on their own without stealing other people's concepts, which cannot be said about Chinese developers who made an exact copy of Escape from Tarkov. But it's quite interesting what Battlestate Games think about it, and what's even more interesting is what you, viewers, think about it. Let me know in the comments whether you think it's fair for Tencent to copy Escape from Tarkov, And would you choose this game over Escape from Tarkov?